Have you ever met someone and felt an inexplicable sense of discomfort? What if I told you that these subtle feelings are not just coincidences? They might be warning signs pointing to hidden dangers in human connections. Our instinctual gut reactions often pick up on cues that our conscious minds overlook. These signals can manifest as anxiety, unease, or a sense of something off during conversations. It is essential to stay alert to these feelings. They can hold the key to understanding the dynamics at play in our relationships. When we interact with others, it's easy to focus on the spoken words and facial expressions. However, what lies beneath these surface interactions can be much more telling. Often it's our subconscious mind that is grasping unspoken truths around intentions or emotions that aren't explicitly stated. This deeper awareness can feel unsettling, as it hints at a danger that is typically left unnoticed. By honing our sensitivity to these subtle signals, we can navigate our connections more skillfully and protect ourselves from unseen threats. These uncomfortable intuitions should not be ignored. They often arise from a place of profound wisdom within us, driving us to seek safety or authenticity. Acknowledging these feelings requires courage. It invites us to explore the nature of our connections more transparently. The subtle signals we experience are the whispers of our intuition, urging us to stay vigilant and discerning in our relationships. So next time you feel that unease, pause and reflect. What is your intuition trying to reveal? Your awareness could be your greatest protector. Carl Jung revealed profound insights into the human psyche, focusing on psychological signals that often go unnoticed. He distinguished between threats posed by the physical world and the more subtle dangers lurking within our interconnected consciousness. These psychological cues can emerge during our interactions, highlighting emotional wounds, unresolved conflicts, and unacknowledged fears. While we may be quick to recognize physical threats, it's these overlooked emotional signals that can lead to deeper relational turmoil. Jung's work emphasized the importance of tuning into these psychological signals, suggesting that they often indicate more significant issues at play beneath the surface. Our emotions can act like a radar, picking up disturbances in the relational fabric that we may not consciously see. This awareness challenges us to look beyond the visible and to question the motivations and reactions of ourselves and others. By recognizing these signals, we align ourselves with deeper truths about our emotional landscapes and the dynamics that influence our interactions. Sadly, many of these intricacies are ignored in daily life, dismissed as mere discomfort or anxiety without exploration. Elevating our awareness of Jung's insights compels us to engage with our emotional states and those of others more authentically. By embracing this deeper understanding, we can uncover the layers of meaning in our relationships, transforming potential conflicts into opportunities for healing and connection. Cultivating this awareness is not just beneficial, it's necessary for fostering healthier, more understanding interactions amongst ourselves. Shadow projection is a powerful psychological phenomenon where individuals project their denied qualities onto others. This occurs when someone struggles to acknowledge certain aspects of themselves like insecurities, fears, or anger, and instead attributes these traits to those around them. It's a defense mechanism that allows individuals to distance themselves from their vulnerabilities, but it also obscures their understanding of both themselves and their relationships. By failing to recognize their own shadows, they inadvertently create a cycle of conflict and misunderstanding in their interactions. When we project our shadows, we often react to others in ways that are disproportionate to the moment. For instance, someone might accuse a friend of being selfish while grappling with their own fears of inadequacy. This not only distorts reality but can also harm relationships, leading to a breakdown of trust and communication. Shadow projection blinds us to our internal conflicts, causing us to label traits in others that we refuse to see in ourselves. It becomes a mirror reflecting our deepest struggles, yet we fail to recognize that the reflection is our own. Understanding shadow projection is crucial for personal growth and relationship health. When we begin to identify these moments, we can catch ourselves before reacting defensively. By facing our denied qualities, we transform the projections into opportunities for introspection and healing. This journey requires courage but ensures a more authentic engagement with ourselves and others. Embracing our shadows enables us to cultivate compassion and understanding, both for ourselves and those we once projected our fears upon. Ancient spiritual traditions had a remarkable understanding of human psychology, recognizing concepts akin to shadow projection long before Carl Jung articulated them. Many cultures have woven narratives that highlight the tendency to disown certain aspects of the self and project them onto others. From the teachings of Buddhism, which warns against attachment to one's ego, to the Christian admonishment to examine the log in one's own eye before judging others, these wisdom traditions have historically urged self-reflection and awareness of one's inner conflicts. These insights into human behavior showcase a timeless wisdom about the complexities of the psyche. Ancient practitioners understood that our darker qualities could engender suffering, both internally and in our relationships. By embracing self-awareness, individuals were encouraged to explore their inner demons rather than ignore them. This philosophical and spiritual groundwork laid the foundation for psychological concepts that would later be elaborated by thinkers like Jung. It reflects a collective understanding that transcends time and culture, emphasizing the importance of internal harmony for meaningful connections. The convergence of these historical teachings with modern psychology reveals the universal struggles embedded in the human condition. While Jung provided a structured framework for understanding shadow projection, the core principle remains: self-awareness is essential for personal and relational health. By exploring the echoes of ancient wisdom through a modern lens, we can learn from past teachings and apply their insights today. Engaging with these age-old concepts can empower us to confront our shadows, fostering growth and deeper connections in our lives. The greatest challenge in achieving self-awareness is the blindness that comes with shadow projection. Individuals who project their unresolved issues onto others struggle to recognize their own flaws, creating a significant barrier in their personal growth and relationships. This lack of insight can result in misunderstandings, conflicts, and an inability to engage authentically with those around them. The irony lies in the fact that the very qualities they criticize in others often mirror their own internal struggles, making it essential for them to confront these uncomfortable truths. The psychological risk associated with this blindness is profound. When individuals are unaware of their projections, they may react defensively when confronted, perceiving feedback as personal attacks rather than opportunities for growth. This defensiveness can escalate conflicts and prevent any meaningful resolution. Furthermore, it fosters an environment where genuine communication is stifled, leading to deeper emotional rifts. Ultimately, shadow projection distorts our perceptions of reality, hindering our capacity for compassion and understanding towards both ourselves and others. Confronting this challenge requires a commitment to self-reflection and vulnerability. It necessitates creating a safe space for honest self-examination, allowing individuals to acknowledge their flaws without fear of judgment. Cultivating self-awareness involves examining one's reactivity and the motivations behind it. By doing so, individuals can begin to peel back the layers of denial and start a transformative journey toward authenticity. Embracing this process not only enriches personal development but also fosters healthier, more empathetic relationships that thrive on mutual understanding. Cultural metaphors for projection can be found in the teachings of both Christianity and Buddhism, highlighting a shared understanding of our psychological tendencies. In Christianity, the saying, "Remove the log from your own eye before you take the speck out of your brother's," serves as a powerful reminder of the dangers of hypocrisy and projection. This metaphor emphasizes the importance of introspection, urging individuals to acknowledge their weaknesses before criticizing others. It illustrates how projecting our flaws distorts our perception of others and can prevent authentic relationships. Similarly, in Buddhism, the concept of attachment to the self warns against the pitfalls of ego and self-judgment. Buddhist teachings emphasize mindfulness and the practice of observing one's thoughts and behaviors without judgment. This awareness cultivates self-acceptance, allowing individuals to confront their darker aspects rather than projecting them onto others. By recognizing that our suffering often stems from our denial of certain qualities, we can begin to let go of attachments that cloud our perceptions to foster a more compassionate engagement with those around us. The parallels drawn between these ancient wisdom traditions and modern psychological concepts reveal a profound truth about the human experience. Both Christianity and Buddhism understand projection as a barrier to genuine connections and emotional well-being. By embracing these teachings, individuals are encouraged to embark on a journey of self-discovery that transcends cultural boundaries. Recognizing the metaphors of projection in our lives serves as a call to action, inspiring us to cultivate self-awareness, compassion, and a deeper understanding of the shared struggles within our human condition. Ego inflation, as identified by Carl Jung, refers to an unhealthy expansion of the self that distorts one's perception of reality. When individuals become overly identified with their accomplishments or beliefs, they develop a false sense of moral superiority. This inflated ego can create an impenetrable bubble, shielding them from constructive criticism and alternative perspectives. As they cling tightly to their inflated self-image, the very essence of their relationships and authentic connections can dwindle, leading to isolation and misunderstanding. The dangers of ego inflation extend beyond personal relationships. They can permeate all areas of life, resulting in a skewed worldview. Individuals who have inflated egos often interpret any challenge to their beliefs as a personal attack, which can trigger defensiveness or aggression. This psychological state not only inhibits personal growth but fosters conflict in interactions with others. Ultimately, it creates an environment where dialogue becomes impossible and genuine understanding is eclipsed by a self-righteous stance, further entrenching both parties in a cycle of disengagement. Recognizing and addressing ego inflation is essential for reclaiming clarity and authenticity in one's life. This requires a conscious effort to remain humble, open, and receptive to feedback, regardless of one's status or achievements. Embracing vulnerability helps in dismantling the inflated self-image, allowing room for growth and deeper connections. By cultivating awareness around ego inflation, individuals can transcend their limitations, fostering a more genuine engagement with themselves and the world around them. Through this shift, the path to real understanding opens, enriching relationships and enhancing overall well-being. Psychic inflation represents an even deeper psychological threat than arrogance, characterized by an over-identification with one's beliefs and ideals. Individuals afflicted by psychic inflation commonly believe they possess absolute truths that elevate them above others. This mindset not only distorts their perception of reality but also creates an insular worldview, making it difficult for them to accept differing perspectives. The inflated sense of self that comes with psychic inflation can lead to a lack of empathy and an inability to engage in meaningful dialogue with those they perceive as less enlightened. When individuals become convinced of their own infallibility, they might display an overwhelming need to convince others of their truths. This obsession becomes a blind spot, preventing them from recognizing their own biases or the limitations of their understanding. In doing so, they miss out on valuable insights that could stem from openness to other viewpoints. Psychic inflation feeds into a cycle of disconnection, where the individual is trapped in a reality dictated solely by their own beliefs, ultimately isolating them and hampering their personal relationships and spiritual growth. Recognizing psychic inflation requires a conscious effort to reflect on one's beliefs and remain humble in the face of complex truths. It involves questioning the validity of one's ideals and being willing to engage with differing opinions without judgment. By cultivating this awareness, individuals can break down the barriers created by psychic inflation and foster a more inclusive, compassionate dialogue with others. This journey of introspection opens the door to genuine understanding and transformation, allowing for a richer, more expansive experience of life and connection. Rigid beliefs can have profound consequences, particularly for those experiencing ego inflation. When individuals perceive their beliefs as absolute or cosmic truths, any form of criticism is often interpreted as a direct threat to their identity. This defensive reaction intensifies the conflict between differing viewpoints, making constructive dialogue nearly impossible. Their rigidity blinds them to the fact that beliefs should be fluid and adaptable, reflecting the complexity of human experience rather than a strict, unyielding doctrine. As a result, the person entrenched in rigid beliefs can become aggressive or dismissive when facing opposition. They may engage in harmful behaviors, ranging from verbal attacks to complete social ostracism, against those who challenge their perspectives. This creates a dangerous environment where ideas are not exchanged but rather fought over, leading to misunderstandings and emotional harm on both sides. The emotional stakes are high, as those caught in such cycles can become increasingly isolated within their echo chambers, further solidifying their rigid beliefs. Breaking free from the consequences of rigid beliefs requires a willingness to embrace uncertainty and vulnerability. Individuals must learn to see criticism not as a threat, but as an opportunity for growth and reflection. By cultivating an openness to diverse perspectives, they can soften the boundaries of their beliefs, allowing for richer discussions and deeper connections with others. This journey toward flexibility encourages personal evolution and fosters an environment where collaboration and mutual understanding can flourish, ultimately enriching the human experience. Jung's concept of persona highlights the facade that individuals often present to the world as a defense mechanism. This social mask, designed to fit societal expectations and norms, can become a significant barrier to authenticity. When individuals focus excessively on maintaining their perfect persona, they can lose touch with their true selves, resulting in a lack of spontaneity and genuine connection. The mask of perfection serves as a warning signal. It indicates when a person's outward behavior is disconnected from their inner reality, creating a potential for dissonance in relationships. The trouble with the mask of perfection is that it often results in a superficial existence, where emotions and vulnerabilities are hidden beneath layers of artifice. People may feel the pressure to perform rather than simply be, leading to avoidance of authentic expressions of joy, sadness, and imperfection. This avoidance not only stifles personal growth but also alienates those around them, who may sense the lack of authenticity and struggle to form deep connections. Eventually, this can lead to pervasive feelings of loneliness and dissatisfaction, even in seemingly perfect social situations. Recognizing when one is wearing the mask of perfection is the first step toward reclaiming authenticity. It requires a willingness to engage in self-reflection and accept that vulnerability is a vital part of the human experience. By allowing oneself to step outside the confines of their crafted persona, individuals can embrace their imperfections and foster genuine relationships. This shift encourages a more enriched life, filled with sincere connections and the freedom to express oneself fully, revealing the beauty that lies within our imperfections. Neuroscience has revealed fascinating insights into our instinctual responses to authenticity and artificiality in social interactions. Studies show that our brains are wired to detect incongruities between what people say and how they behave, leading us to instinctively react to inauthentic behavior. When individuals present a facade that lacks genuineness, the brain triggers discomfort signals, alerting us that something is amiss. This reaction is often felt as a sense of unease or distrust during interactions, highlighting our intrinsic need for authenticity in relationships. These instinctual responses to artificiality are crucial for establishing trust and rapport. Research suggests that when we engage with someone who is authentic, our brain releases feel-good neurotransmitters, fostering emotional connections. In contrast, interactions with those wearing a mask of perfection may lead to heightened stress responses, causing us to withdraw or become guarded. This interplay underscores the importance of being genuine, as authenticity not only benefits interpersonal relationships but also contributes to our mental well-being. Understanding the neuroscience of authenticity invites us to examine our own behavior and its impact on others. By recognizing how our authenticity, or lack thereof, affects our interactions, we open up pathways to deeper connections. Embracing our true selves allows us to resonate more profoundly with others, facilitating an atmosphere of trust and understanding. Ultimately, prioritizing authenticity can lead to more fulfilling relationships and a greater sense of belonging, enriching our lives in ways that superficial interactions cannot. Archetypal possession refers to the phenomenon where an individual's identity becomes absorbed by collective archetypes, resulting in a loss of personal agency. This process occurs when individuals overly identify with universal symbols or roles, leading to behavior that may seem chaotic or disjointed. When we allow these powerful archetypes to dominate our actions and decisions, we risk losing touch with our unique identity, acting out patterns that may not align with our authentic selves. This phenomenon underscores the thin line between embracing archetypal influences and becoming a mere vessel for external narratives. The consequences of archetypal possession can manifest in various ways, influencing thoughts, emotions, and behaviors that feel foreign to the individual. For example, someone may unconsciously embody the archetype of the hero or the victim, acting out scripts that dictate their responses to life without truly reflecting personal desires or values. This loss of individuality can lead to confusion, conflict, and an inability to navigate life's complexities grounded in one's true self. It may also spark a series of interpersonal dramas as those under the sway of archetypal influences may clash with others who project different archetypal energies. Recognizing the signs of archetypal possession is essential for reclaiming personal authenticity and integrating these powerful symbols within our lives. Individuals must learn to discern when they are acting out archetypal roles and when they are aligned with their true identities. Engaging in self-reflection and inner dialogue can facilitate this process, allowing for a conscious partnership with the archetypes rather than being overwhelmed by them. By acknowledging these forces, we can harness their potential to guide us on our journey while maintaining a firm grip on our individuality, ultimately fostering a more integrated and balanced life. The compulsion to reenact patterns is a psychological phenomenon where individuals subconsciously recreate past traumas, often drawing others into their emotional dramas. This repetitive behavior stems from an unconscious desire to resolve unfinished business or to gain a sense of control over painful experiences. By recreating these scenarios, individuals may feel a fleeting sense of familiarity or safety, as if they can amend the hurt that once was. However, this reenactment rarely leads to genuine healing and often perpetuates cycles of pain and conflict. When individuals are compelled to reenact these patterns, they may select partners, friends, or situations that mirror their past traumas. This choice is typically unconscious, as their minds seek to replicate the emotional dynamics they have experienced before. For example, someone who faced abandonment in childhood might find themselves in relationships that echo that same theme, perpetuating feelings of insecurity and fear. These reenactments can evoke strong emotions and often lead to misunderstandings, as others are drawn into the chaos without fully grasping the underlying motivations. Recognizing the compulsion to reenact these patterns is crucial for breaking free from their grip. It requires introspection and often professional support to dismantle the emotional triggers that drive this behavior. Individuals must learn to identify when they are falling back into familiar roles and consciously choose a different path. By doing so, they create an opportunity for genuine healing and transformation, allowing for healthier interactions and relationships based on authenticity rather than reactive patterns. This shift not only liberates the individual but also paves the way for deeper, more meaningful connections with others. Cultural perspectives on karma and original sin provide profound insights into the unconscious patterns that shape our behaviors and relationships. Karma, a concept prevalent in Eastern philosophies, suggests that our actions, whether good or bad, carry consequences that echo through our lives, influencing future experiences. Similarly, the idea of original sin in Western traditions reflects the inherent flaws and imperfections that every individual carries. Both concepts highlight how past actions create psychological imprints, guiding our choices and reactions in ways that we may not fully comprehend. These unconscious patterns manifest in various aspects of our lives, influencing our decisions, interactions, and even our emotional responses. For instance, someone who believes they are inherently flawed may unconsciously sabotage opportunities for success, driven by deep-seated fears rooted in original sin or karmic beliefs. Such frameworks help explain why individuals often find themselves repeating mistakes or gravitating towards specific relationship dynamics. The cyclical nature of karma emphasizes the importance of self-awareness in breaking free from these inherited patterns. Addressing these psychological patterns requires a commitment to introspection and a willingness to confront the narratives we've internalized. By recognizing the interplay between karma and our personal histories, we can begin to heal from past traumas and reshape our future. This journey towards self-awareness enables us to take responsibility for our actions and their consequences, ultimately fostering a sense of empowerment. Embracing the lessons of karma allows us to create healthier patterns, leading us toward a more balanced and fulfilling life. The path to integration begins with the courageous act of acknowledging and embracing one's shadow, the darker aspects of our personality that we often prefer to ignore. Shadow integration is a vital part of personal growth, as it allows individuals to confront the traits and emotions they have repressed. This process involves recognizing that these shadow qualities are not inherently negative. Instead, they can provide valuable insights if we are willing to explore them. By shining light on our hidden selves, we begin to understand the full spectrum of our humanity. As we embark on this journey of shadow integration, we cultivate self-acceptance and compassion for ourselves. It requires ongoing self-reflection and a commitment to exploring the uncomfortable truths that arise within us. By doing so, we transform shame into empowerment and foster resilience in the face of life's challenges. Acknowledging our darker aspects enriches our emotional landscape, allowing us to respond more authentically and empathetically to both ourselves and others. This transformative work leads us toward wholeness and a deeper understanding of our interconnectedness. Ultimately, the journey of integration is not just about personal development. It is about becoming a more conscious participant in the world around us. By integrating our shadows, we contribute to healthier relationships, break cycles of pain, and promote compassion in our interactions. This path opens doors to transformative experiences, encouraging us to embrace our complexities while connecting with others on a deeper level. Let us take the steps necessary to navigate our shadows, fostering growth and creating a more authentic existence for ourselves and those we hold dear. Final reflections invite you to engage deeply with your own experiences concerning the psychological patterns we've explored. Each of us has encountered moments where our shadows emerged, either in our reactions or in the dynamics of our relationships. By reflecting on these instances, we can gain invaluable insights into our behaviors and the ways we engage with others. This self-exploration cultivates awareness, enabling us to understand the roots of our reactions and the emotions that drive them. Encouraging self-awareness is the first step toward transformation and healing. As you take the time to observe your patterns, consider the narratives you carry and how they affect your interactions. Are you projecting your fears onto others? Do you find yourself reenacting past traumas? By answering these questions honestly, you can begin to dismantle the cycles that no longer serve you, paving the way for growth and deeper connections. Embracing this work requires courage, but the rewards are profound and liberating. As you move forward, take these reflections into your daily life and interactions. Challenge yourself to confront your shadows with compassion and openness. Engage in practices that promote self-awareness, such as journaling, meditation, or discussing your insights with trusted friends. Remember, each step you take toward understanding yourself contributes to your overall well-being and enriches the lives of those around you. Let this journey inspire transformation, leading you towards a more authentic existence filled with connection, empathy, and growth.